off with Buzz at the tavern back into human form, and we have the egg, which is safe and growing now. So right now at the giant realm, we have Jared the giant and Maritza, the captain of the ship. We've got me and Kamoji and Katsu. And as we're sneaking out of the giant, because we just partied for 3 days and just woke up, so there's something amiss. So as we are now sneaking out of the giant's village and we're headed towards where the ship is parked, we noticed that someone was following us off in the bushes. That's my sister, Lady Brooke.
Oh, no.
And Lady Brooke is following us. I can sense her. So Lady Brooke comes out of the forest to where we are all standing. And Jared lifts his hand up like this, and Brooke is going like that. And then they're just talking back and forth in their brains because giants can do that. So here's Brooke. Well, what we find out is Brooke is the smallest of all the giants in the giant land, in the giant realm. She hates being there. She gets treated like a child all the time, even though she's not. And she just wants some adventure. And so Jared said, fine, you're welcome to come along. And so we've picked up Brooke. Now, as we're walking towards the ship, as we're walking down towards the ship, I'm kind of standing behind Brooke. And I noticed that she was bulky on one side underneath that smock that they wear in their village. I didn't want to think another thing about it, but I did make a mental note that she is a little lopsided. I even think I can hear a clink every so often as we're walking. So we get down to the beach. There are those ships there, and we jump on the little boats and we get rowed out. Maritza's up in the captain's area now, and we all need to have a meeting. So we all gather. Jared cannot make it into the cabin because Jared is too large, so Jared has to wait outside. Katsu, Brooke, me, Kamoji are all in Maritza's cabin. And it's beautiful in there. It's, what did she say? Teak. The wood is teak. It's very floatable. It's beautiful. There's a huge desk. So we're looking at the map. And I pull out of the satchel, I pull out the compass that isn't working. And I set the compass down, and Katsu gets over there and opens up the compass and looks inside and says, yeah, the crystal is still missing. And we're like, is there anything else we can use instead of that? And Katsu's like, I'm not really sure. What do we have that's magical? I said, I have this satchel. This satchel is filled with so many magical trinkets. Some that we took from the troll in the cave, and some on some of our trips that we've made and our adventures that we do. We have several things in there. So I open up the satchel. I move Oscar, the chicken, to the side, and I see an egg, and I move the egg to the side, and I keep looking down there. And I noticed, as I'm looking in that satchel, I noticed.
Thank you, Rosebuds.
I noticed this crystal in my satchel. And I handed it to Kamoji. And I said, I wonder if this would work. Kamoji said, let me see that crystal. She took it in her hand. She put her other hand over it. And all of a sudden, her eyes shut. And her head went back. And you could see the glowing out of her hand. It was glowing. It was glowing. And she came back up. She opened her eyes. She lifted up her hand. And the crystal started to glow. And it was glowing. And she said, try this crystal. Katsu took the crystal, opened, reached down inside and stuck the crystal inside. And all of a sudden, the compass started to glow. It started to glow. It was glowing brighter than it ever had. Remember, Katsu is the one who invented this compass. We find out that Katsu is actually the oldest living creature in all of the 7 realms. Older than Miss Z and older than Buzz. The oldest living creature. And as we're looking at that compass and it's starting to glow, Maritza said, look. And I laid the compass on top of a map. And as the compass was glowing brighter and brighter, you could see on the paper a map.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Jared.
Of a place for us to go. And you could even see where it was pointing the direction of what we needed to do.
Thank you, Rosebuds.
Maritza says, this is going to be a perilous adventure. We have to sail from the realm of the giants all the way around through the treacherous waters. We all are aware of what we have to do now. We have to be very cautious about our next moves. Kamoji says that there's a protection spell that she knows that we can use on the ship. And so she gets started on that. She wants to make sure that she has all the wordings right, because we've got to go through, I think we're going to call them the dire straits. We've got to go through the dire straits right here. So we're all on the ship. We're taking off from the land of the giants, and we're headed to dire straits. It's amazing the camaraderie that we already have on this ship of people that just came together. What I noticed was during eating time that Lady Brooke sat all by herself on the other end of the table. And so me and Kamoji decided to go sit down with her. And as we sat down with her and we were talking to her, we could tell that she was tired of the ways of her people, of the giants. She really wanted something new, and she wanted to be somewhere where she could be appreciated. And so we took her in and showed her what we have in our closet. We wanted her to get rid of that robe that she has on. She could choose from any of these finest dresses, any of these finest pantsuits. She does not have to wear a robe like all of the other giants if she so desired not to. She was so happy and so ecstatic. She picked out the cutest little pantsuit, beautiful pantsuit, and she has her room on the ship, and she has the pantsuit on. And what I noticed with the pantsuit that she had on was there was a slight bulge on the side of her. And again, I thought to myself, I wonder what that could be. That bulge on the side of her shirt? What is she hiding? Brooke is so happy. She is now feeling herself. She gets to wear a pantsuit. She's up on deck. She's having a good time. All kinds of things are happening. We noticed that Jared did not want to change out of his robe. He was very traditional with the giants. He knew that one day he was going to have to rule the giants, and he was not ready for that. But he knew that he still had to keep their traditions because he was going to be the next ruler of that land. So as we come around to the dire straits and we're going down through it, the ship starts to rock real bad, back and forth. Water is coming in as we're going down and forth and sloshing back and forth. And the protection spell seems to be working because we're not losing anything off the ship. But we are being thrown back and forth and back and forth. And as we come out through the dire straits, all protected, we come out and we noticed in the water there was a mermaid swimming. A mermaid such as we've never seen before, with long flowing hair. So amazing. A beautiful mermaid. Almost as if the mermaid was telling us where to go. We made it through the dire straits, and the mermaid is swimming in front of us. We watch her swim just ever so slightly north, so we turn north. I had no idea why we were following a mermaid. And so we went up to Maritza, the captain of the ship, and we said, "Why are we following this mermaid?" And she said, "That mermaid is my friend Mello. She is a mermaid of safety. She will always guide a ship to safety, no matter where they're going." And so we're following Mello, the mermaid, and we get to about right here. And I notice that the compass is wanting us to turn. And the mermaid is saying, "No, we need to go straight." I tell the captain that we need to stop. The captain stops and anchors right there. And so now we're talking about it. We're talking about what we're to do next. And the next thing you know, we can see that orb. And the orb from the sea comes down. And the orb says, follow the dragon. Follow the dragon? Are you kidding me? Follow the dragon? Could we be any more vague? I'm telling you, sometimes I think Miss Z thinks we can read her mind. Follow the dragon. So we call for Sam. We say, Sam. Miss Z says, follow the dragon. Sam says, let's find out. We all go out on deck. Sam pulls a grape out of the satchel that grows the grapes, the magical grapes. Throws the grape up. Sparky grabs that grape right in midair, chews it, smiles, is so very happy. And then Sam jumps on the back of Sparky and they take off. And I don't know what they're doing, but they're up there flying. It looks like in circles. I don't know, making donuts in the air. Not really sure what's going on. And the next thing you know, the dragon swoops down, picks up the mermaid, and flies out of sight. Follow the dragon. We lift anchor up. We start to sail. We're now trying to catch that dragon. We pass by where we're supposed to stop. We keep going. We keep going. We're following the dragon. And we end up back at the castle. We're at the castle. Why are we at the castle? We get out of the ship. We go to the castle. Sparky's there. Sam's there. We're like, what? We're supposed to follow the dragon. And Sam says, I don't think it's this dragon. This thing, the newest dragon. So we stopped our adventure to go to the next realm because we now have to go see Buzz. We all need to go to Buzz and we need to find out what Buzz knows about following the dragon. So we hop back on the ship. We get to the island, which is the Amazon island. This is Buzz. Buzz's Tavern, the barn. This is the Amazon where Two Hearts is. Two Hearts is the queen of the Amazon. Remember, we loaned her a barrette. That's a magical barrette. It automatically does your hair in whatever you would like it done at. The barrette. So we take the ship.
Thank you, Allie.
And we go right here. And we park it. We get out. We row the boats. to the beach. We all are there. We get to the tavern, and Buzz is out in the barn. We get out to the barn, and Buzz is a dragon. And what Buzz is doing is Buzz is training Thane. Buzz is training Thane. They're flying. Now, Thane isn't really good at throwing some fire just yet, but they're practicing. We need to get Thane ready because the evil is still there. So it is time to train Thane. We watch Thane. We see him fly. We watch Buzz flying. We see how they're training the battle. Sparky decides that he wants to join in. So now it's Thane, Sparky, and Buzz all up in the sky. And they're just almost like they're playing, what's that? Chicken. They're almost playing chicken, where they're flying ever so close to each other, but never touching. And what we discovered is they're learning how to make another dragon not have their equilibrium while they're flying. And so the closer you can get to the dragon, the more that they lose their altitude. And so that's how you can battle a dragon, being another dragon. And we're just watching this sight. It's so amazing and beautiful. Something you would never, ever even imagine how beautiful it was to see. And Buzz comes down. And as Buzz comes down, she flaps her wings and walks a few steps and turns into Buzz. We've never seen such a sight. We were taken just a little aback. Buzz says, "Come with me. Sparky will be good with Thane." And so Sparky and Thane stayed together, and they were playing and having a good time as a parental figure to their baby dragon would be. And so we all go into the tavern. And Buzz says that stone that Miss Z took was all evil, and that there are more shards left throughout the 7 realms. And Buzz feels that there might be another battle soon, and that we all must be in already. And so that's why she is out there training Thane, so that Thane will be able to hold his own in battle. And why are they battling? Because the winner gets Thane. The winner of this battle will get Thane. And Thane, the realms could be destroyed. And so we must teach him. We must show him that good is the best way to be. But we have to make sure that those shards don't get together, because if they find their way together, they become more powerful. And so now we have to find the other shards. And Buzz says that only Katsu can find them. And we were like, only Katsu can find them. So Katsu says, I know exactly how to find them. Katsu took out the crystal out of the compass. She reached into my bag. She took that chicken egg out. She put that chicken egg in there and closed the lid. The compass turned dark blue, glowing dark blue. It was pointing. We have to follow it. We leave the tavern. We say farewell to Buzz and Thane. Sparky has to come with us because we need the gun. We need the guns. We need the firepower. We need it because we don't know what we're about to face. We don't know what's going to happen. So as we leave, the compass still steers us in the realm of the Amazons. We walk past Buzz's house. We go down here. We meet Two Hearts. And Two Hearts says, I really love that barrette. It really helps my hair. I appreciate that. And I want to give you this gift. It's a magical rock. I'm not sure what you can do with it. She hands us one of the shards of the broken asteroid. And now we have a shard. And I noticed as I touched it in my hand, it was ice cold. It was so cold that it felt like it was burning my hand. So I opened up my satchel and I dropped it in. And as I dropped it in, Oscar ate it. I dropped it in. Oscar ate it. I thought that to be very peculiar. He ate it. Is that what they're supposed to do with them? Is that what evil is supposed to do? I'm not sure. Kamoji, I said. Kamoji.
Yes.
Kamoji, I said. I can't believe that the chicken ate that shard. Kamoji said, chicken. And so as we decided to leave Two Hearts, we bid her farewell, enjoy the barrette, thank you for the rock. We start leaving. And as we're leaving, we can see in the distance a storm coming. Not like the evil storm, but a storm nonetheless. We must hurry back to the ship. We get back on the ship and we share what happened with Maritza Lupita Montoya. She found it very peculiar that the chicken ate the shard. She wanted to take a look at that chicken. So I reach into my satchel and I pull the chicken out. And what we noticed with the chicken was that black shard started to turn the bottom of the chicken black. This chicken is a black and white chicken. Now its whole bottom area is black. I believe it's from that shard that the chicken ate. The next thing we know, there's thunder, lightning. The boat is being tussled about ever so this way and that. Anchors away, Captain says. Anchors away. We look down at the compass, and the compass is sending us here. Remember, this is the island where the cave is, where Ace is located, where the troll was, and we're headed that way. All right. There you go. We're on our way to the island.